Well, it's raining outside, and tomorrow's the weekend. I don't see a monkey anywhere, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and besides, Dunstan Checks In was always too scary for me. Banana pancakes for Taylor Murphy and Michelle Pendergrass. But before we dig in, I would love to take just a moment to thank Mr. Brett Bellinger and Mr. John McKnight for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club. Gentlemen, thank you for your support. If you would like to find out what that's all about, the link, of course, will be in the description. No, I mean, he's a little upset, but I think we'll be okay. Take your ring finger and start on the 5th fret of the E string. We are going to give it a pluck. By the way, I know this is a finger plucking song, but there's only one thing I try to avoid more than finger plucking, and I have not figured out what that thing is yet. Anyways, from the 5th fret, slide up to the 7th fret of that low E string, and then reach back to the A string 5th fret with your pointer finger, back to the E string, and we're gonna go 7, 5, 3, open, 3 slide up to 5. So, this leaves us in perfect position to play the chord we need to play, which is A minor 7. It's going to be 5, 7. I realize this might be the stuff of nightmares for some of you, in which case play A minor 7 down here. It's A minor with no ring finger. It's not quite as convenient, but it's a lot easier on your left hand. Then, the second thing is we're going to start with that same little lick, but we're just going to land on E3 there. That's a G note, and the chord we're going to play is G7. It's your major bar chord with no pinky finger, or 3, 5, 3, 4. Or, again, if this is not up your alley, play G7 like that, but then we don't get the F that we need, the note that makes G7, G7 in the correct octave, but still. If this is a deal breaker, play that. And then we've got A minor 7, G7, or the very first time JJ chimes in with his vocals, and only that time, the little lick is a little bit different. It's going to start the same, E 5 to 7, but then the A string is going to go 5 to 7, and back down to 5, before we land on E7, followed by open E. So, but everything else is the same with your A minor 7 and your G7, and all the other little licks are the same as previously discussed. But baby, you're going to love this D7 chord. Ryan from the future here for an emergency interruption. I am about to describe D7 as A5, D4, and G5. That is a D7 chord, and if you'd like to stop there, that's fine. But the correct answer, after listening to the song a few more times, involves the baby E string 5th fret as well with your pinky finger for all D7s moving forward, but again, if you just want to do that much, that's completely fine too. It is A5, D4, and G5. That's a root, a major 3rd, and a dominant 7th. There's no 5th in this chord. The high A is the 5th. You can play D7 however you want, but I don't see any reason not to play it this way. It's literally the exact same shape on different strings. Just make sure to mute the strings you don't want to hear, which is all of the strings without a finger on them. And then we're into the chorus, which is G. He plays the bar chord. You should play whatever G you want. Our D7 chord, same thing. A minor 7, same deal. If you want to play the open chords, great. And C7, which he plays as A3, D5, G3, B5, E3. It's our A7 shaped bar chord there. But you can play C7 this way if you want. It's a lot less of a pain in the butt, baby. And all C7s are created equal. So, G, D7, A minor 7, C7, or G, D7, A minor 7, C7. You pick your favorite. And that bleeds right back into the verse because land on A minor 7 and do your fill. Back into your G7. So you just don't do the fill into the A minor 7, coming out of the chorus, going back into the verse. Ain't no need, and can't you see, can't you see? It sounds like a Dr. Seuss poem, but it's going to be the A minor 7 chord and the G chord, not G7, mind you, and no fills there. But I want to take a moment to talk about this strumming / muting pattern thing that's going on, and this is one of the most difficult things to get across to people, so I'm going to do my best here. But grab your A minor 7 chord, however you're doing it, and we're going to give it a down up, followed by that thing. And that thing is accomplished by kind of letting your right hand flop onto the strings like a dead seal. I don't know why I picked seal. I have nothing against seals. While at the same moment you strum. You're not going to get any sound out of your strum because your hand is flopping on the strings. Down, up, 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 G. Another tip is release pressure on your bar chord there, because then you won't get any sound anyways, and you don't have to execute the dead seal flop. Not quite the same effect, but together, you're a little safer. Telephone, a sing-a-ringin', we've made it to the bridge. I'm going to do this 2 ways, the bar chord way like Jack Johnson does, and if your hand is completely sick of bar chords right now like mine is, we'll do an open chord way next, which is just as good. You can pick either one you want, but it's going to be A minor 7 and D. Do it again. Then we want B minor or B minor 7. I haven't decided. You pick your favorite. They're interchangeable in this context, but it's going to be up here because we're going to go to the E minor chord on the A string 7th fret, the A minor shaped bar chord starting on the A string 7, 9, 9, 8, because we're going to walk down via E minor major 7, which is not a typo that just came out of my mouth. It's going to be an E minor chord with a major 7th, the major 7th being located 1/2 step below the root versus the minor 7th being a whole step below the root. It's an E minor chord with a major 7th down to C. So, B minor or minor 7. You really have to pay attention to the alarm. Then G, D7, and G. Baby. And here's the open chord bridge. A minor 7. This is nice. D. Again. Feels like the stretch at the end of a Richard Simmons video. B minor, there's no getting around it. It's a bar chord, or B minor 7. Now, the walk down is going to be E minor just like regular, but use fingers 2 and 3 because to execute E minor major 7, the D string 2nd fret, an E note, is going to become a D sharp note on the D string 1st fret with your pointer finger. So you need your pointer finger to be able to do that. In the C, G, D7, G. That'll do it. You end on the A minor 7 and the G thing with no fill. And you end on just a G chord. Thank you so much for being here for this one. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.